Let's talk about your credit. Everybody has it, whether you want it or whether you don't want it. The banks want to know your credit risk. So we're going to go over the things that you should be aware of in terms of your credit. So the first thing in understanding your credit score and what banks are looking for when they're doing their due diligence. Your credit score is based on a few things. Your credit payment history. The second would be how much you owe, how much credit is available to you, the length of your credit history, and the type of credit that you have. But the two most important factors, your on-time payment of your bills, you have to show that you've paid your bills, and how much of a balance you have. In other words, how much credit can you actually get? So once you've established where your credit's at, in other words, what is the health of your credit, what you have to do is repair it. So in other words, you have to start paying your bills on time, or at least paying the minimum. The bank wants to see that you actually are paying something. Let's say you get so behind that you just can't keep up. Then maybe negotiate with your credit card company. They'll be more liable to do that with you more than you think, because they don't want you just to be able to walk away or declare bankruptcy, because then they get nothing. Remember that the length of your credit history really, really matters. So if you've shown that you've paid your bills off over a length of time, a long length of time, it really goes a long way to giving you really, really strong credit history. One of the things you should avoid doing is applying for new credit cards. Especially you should avoid applying for many credit cards within a short amount of time, because it establishes there's no history there's no length of history. Compare that to, let's say you just got a credit card compared to when you had one a year or two ago that you applied for and got and used and paid it off. It shows credit history and that you are reliable. So the final thing that you should really be aware of in terms of your credit is simply your credit score. What you need to do is check up on it every once in a while to make sure that something doesn't go on there, something that you may not even be aware is on there. You don't want to find out when your lender goes to do a check on you. Let's say you apply for a mortgage and then your lender turns you down because they found something on there, something that's really small or innocuous that you could have taken off if you were aware of your credit score. So check that every once in a while. That'll go a long way to making your credit very, very strong, and it'll help you when you apply for that next mortgage. Anyway, I hope this gave you something to think about. Richard Forget from Team Forget. The name you won't? Yeah, forget.